Hello everyone, Ember here. Hope you're all having a nice day. And in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at DEWGONG. So DEWGONG is a really unique one prize attacker that is coming out in the next set, Lost Origin. It has two really important attacks. Now, Swim Freely may look fairly underwhelming, the flip a coin of heads for no damage. Yeah, we're really not here for that. It's more of the Arctic Return that says shuffle any number of water energy from your Pokemon into your deck, and it does 40 damage for each card you shuffled into your deck in this way. And how we are actually going to feasibly get all those energy into play is actually not with Frostmoth, because, well, Frostmoth is another stage 1 and would be maybe a wee bit too slow. So we have Finian, who is another basic that is, well, another water type, I should say, that's coming out in Lost Origin that has Ocean Accompaniment. I cannot pronounce words today, but it's that word. So often as you like during your turn, you may attach a water energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon that has the Swim Freely attack. I messed that up as well, but it has an amazing ability, basically, is what we're looking at. So with Finian in play, we allow to massively accelerate loads of energy from our hand to our Pokemon in any way we like, and allow us to do Arctic Return for a massive amount of damage. Now, why this is worth actually looking at is because, in my eyes at least, this deck is a somewhat more competitive version of Malamar, potentially. Because Malamar had the attack Rapid Strike Tentacles that essentially said, reveal any number of Rapid Strike cards from your hand, shuffle those into your deck, and it did 40 damage for each one you revealed. Well, Arctic Return is shuffle any water energy attached to your Pokemon. And so with Finian in play, what we can essentially do is allow ourselves to use Finian to charge up all the energy in our hand, play something like a Professor's Research or another supporter that can increase our hand size and get a fresh hand, I know, e.g. Bruno or Marnie even. And then, of course, we can just find more energy and attach them and do a lot more damage that turn. However, with Malamar, you are very constricted with the hand you currently had. So you had to play a lot of Cincino stuff, you had to play, like Karina's Focus, you had to play Octillery. But here we're not constricted by multiple stage 1s, we can just play DEWGONG, Finian, and then Bibarel. So having a look at a few lists we have here, we have DEWGONG, there's a 4-4 line, and a 2-2 Bibarel. So it says playing multiple stage 1s, but I do think Bibarel is necessary because it will allow you to just draw until you have 5, which is pretty good. Obviously, with 4 Capacious Bucket and 11 Basic Energy, we'll be attaching a lot of energy, so it makes sense to me that you would play a 2-2 Bibarel line. Also running 2 of the new Lady. Well, Lady's not a new card to TCG, did see a release a couple of years back. That essentially allows you to search your deck for 4 basic energy. So think of it as like a Reverse Fisherman or a Sonya for 2 energy. So yeah, pretty cool list. I don't hate this one. I do prefer some of the other ones, but what I will say is that most DEWGONG lists that I've seen play only 2 Finian, which I think is super risky because if you prize 1, you only have 2 in play. Potent Boss is 1, this is a super important card for the deck, and it's essentially why DEWGONG is pretty good, so I would recommend playing, 3 copies. Little bit light on the Ball Search. Usually with these like one prize decks, you see quite a heavy Ball Search, but 3, 3, 1, 1, 1, I guess another 1. Seems a bit flippant, but I do respect the one who's doing Heavy Ball. I think the VIP pass is a little greedy, although you are paying to a rider that'll allow you to search your deck for a water type Pokemon, so Finian, DEWGONG, Seal, Manaphy, or Radiant Greninja, of course, and then search your deck for an item. So you can find Capacious Bucket if you need it, or the Battle VIP pass going second. So I guess that's why it's in here. Low counter capture energy as well, just to help you set up more Pokemon. So having a look at the second list, we are not playing the 3 Finian anymore. We're also playing a Palpad and Air Balloon. Don't think there was an Air Balloon last. Oh, there was 2. Never mind. We are playing 1 Rider though, so 1 less. Playing Nestor again, playing Training Court again. I would say Training Court is definitely a good inclusion. This is probably my favorite list. That's probably because I have some Pyukumuku bias, but I'd probably cut out something else for a 3rd Finian yet again. I would say though that the 4 capture energy I think is a wee bit excessive, and yeah, I wouldn't personally play 4 capture energy, but it's what this player's decided to do. And then going into this list, playing a Cincino engine as the alternative draw. It's also playing a very strange inclusion in the form of 3 Pokecatchers. This person obviously believes you have to play Research and Cynthia every turn, or maybe even 1 copy of your Lady. So having an option to play Boss just doesn't show up that frequently, so it's just way better to play Pokemon Catcher and try and risk it. I'm not sure if I agree with this, but having played a lot of Malamar myself, I would say that there are so few turns that you can actually boss. So maybe Pokegatcher is the way to go. 3 Finion, though, I do respect. Cincino, kind of brutal, because if your opponent, like, obviously rock sands you down to 2 cards or something in the late game, then you will struggle to build up a reputable hand size, unless you can, of course, hit a Cynthia or something, and then you don't have a Palpad in this list, which is strange. 4 level ball, though, I do agree with. I do think Radiant Greninja should be in here. It wasn't in one of the other lists I looked at, I think. So this one? Oh. Okay, there's... Never mind. Full of mistakes today. Radiant Greninja is on all these lists. Must be another one. But either way, I think this list is really cool. Yeah, not so big on Cincino, but if people are like more familiar with Cincino and want to use that as a baseline, I guess, for testing, then Cincino would be a good pick for you. And then last but not least is a Zoroark variant. So this kind of cuts back on a lot of the trainer consistency in favor of a higher count of Pokemon. I'm not going to sit here and count all of those Pokemon, but there's plenty. Zoroark is an interesting one. I think Zoroark is honestly pure bait in a lot of combos, but the 2-2 line won't hurt anyone. It's also a nice option because you can now run a 2-1 Bibarel line. You don't have to be 2-2. It also means you can run the new Seadra that does 20 damage for each water energy attached to Seadra to one of your opponent's Pokemon. It might be limited to bench Pokemon, have to double check. But it is 20 damage for each water energy. And of course, it has a swim freely attack, so you can use Finion to power up energy to Seadra out of the blue. So that's pretty cool, the fact that you can just Zoroark switch and Seadra, attach loads of energies, do like a big sniping move. I think it'd be really cool. Oh yeah, 2 Lady, which I think is a bit far-fetched, but pretty cool list otherwise. I'd probably add a second Mew if I was personally going with this, but this is obviously like a backup option for this player. But still really cool nonetheless. Not really much else to say about this. I'm actually looking forward to this deck coming out. I'm definitely on the hype train for DEWGONG. I think there's some serious potential here. Let me know what you think down below if there's any changes you make to these lists, or they're pretty cool. And yeah, hope you see you on the next one.